to try and change that, although they continue to make their lead. Passed over to Atomic. There's the shot for the top bin. Just off the mark, though. Only over a minute left in regulation, although it is just a 1-goal lead. Is a very strong place to be if you're NRG. They tend to hold on to those for what feels like years.
I mean, NRG have had complete control of this game. You've seen 1 or 2 real pushes from Dignitas over the last 4 minutes. Here's another one. 5 up. Could not quite get the 50 out to Bora. Evo, just a pot shot. 5 up sitting close to Evo. Evo thought he saw the net and tried to get quick across. 5 up was playing from behind. Another bounce. Dignitas were starting to get a little bit of purchase here at the midfield. Decent 50. Back to 5 up. But beast mode's there. Bora sitting back behind Evo. Evo sets it to him. Hard 50. 5 up on the right side, and he has no chance to go for it. Beast mode high in the air. Evo getting a demo. Dignitas have to keep possession. They're out of time. Evo trying to get there. Gotta find a way to go. From right here.
Yo, what's up?
That's a heavy touch. Trying to bump Daniel.
Because I'm watching. Of course I'm watching this, dude.
Daniel right back into position.
It's just tough, bro. Dignitas finna clutch up. Dignitas finna clutch up. I'm telling you, bro. This is more of a watch party stream. I'm not gonna be playing.
And finally the commit comes through, and look at Evo.
Can we play after? Oh, absolutely.
Just enough to be out of
Which I don't know actually Super Bowl is happening. I know you're a little British boy, so you're not really a Super Bowl guy. But I might be going to a friend's house to watch Super Bowl.
Possessions ago, and he ended up sending it too far across. His teammate
Yes,
wasn't
I
ready
am
for it.
here.
This time
I
he's
just
able
turned
to
my
get it
mic
back. And Bora's able to take the shot. That's a good 50, but the shot is wide. And Beast Mode may have had a
So yeah, I'm sorry for disappointing y'all. But no, it's just I've been waiting for this game. Dude, Jinxie's gonna draft Redacted, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure.
Fall in this game. It was a very, very close one. Dignitas played the mass majority of that game from behind on NRG. And towards the end there, they ramp it up at the perfect time. I mean, you said it best. There was like 2 moments where Dignitas definitely were just behind. They're just playing behind from NRG, and NRG realized it. Beast Mode would make that clear, and then Daniel or Atomic would already be up, ready to go. But towards the end of it, they got their rhythm back a little bit, and it's a tied series overall.
I mean, this is just a little crazy. NRG, they have not qualified for Boston yet.
That was such a lame save. Like, you gotta save that.
Completely I think if the results fall their way.
You said you carried your friend to plat? Hell yeah.
Somebody to tell me exactly.
What rank was your friend?
What it is again. I don't have it in front of me. I'm too busy watching these highlights, and somehow Bora and Evo getting it done. Actually, 5 up.
Can you have mod, please? I'm not giving nobody mod, brother.
Key demo.
I don't get enough viewers to the point that I need a mod.
Dignitas defense again. NRG had immense.
You said I'll be up there one day, bro? Yeah, hell no. I will never be in. I'm too old for that. Most of these guys are 17, 18. You have to start early. I'm almost 20, and I'm not even near being SSL, much less pro.
You think the players are leaning forward in their chairs? I think maybe some of the fans at home, maybe the NRG.
Yeah, I'm not really giving anybody mod. I don't have enough chatters to where the point that anybody would use mod. And anyway, I probably wouldn't even time out people for trash talking anyway. I like the trash talking. When people call me trash, then by all means, please, it's fun for me.
Breaks it, but definitely has more way on whether they succeed right now.
Dude, if I'm averaging like 100, 200 people and you're there for it, absolutely. Because you are one of my first people. 100%. But I'm not there yet to the point where I even need a mod, you know? And I'd only really time out people if they're saying like outrageous stuff in my chat, you know? Like they're just spamming the N-word or something. It's the only real reason I'd ever
qualify for Boston.
Because if you're trash talking and all that, that's all free, man. Go ahead. I enjoy it.
Not in the same playoff scenario as NRG or Redacted were yesterday, but still really forcing NRG to earn every inch of space.
That's the goal, to be averaging like 100, 200 people. And I'm not gonna lie, I might, like I said, I'm probably gonna start doing a lot more streams on
through NRG today. It's not true all weekend, but it might be true for Bora.
I might start streaming Twitch a little bit more. I might switch it up every so often. I get more people on YouTube, but Twitch is, I feel like Twitch would be a lot better.
See the original qualifier match between Dignitas and NRG. It did go the distance to Game 5, so these two are very familiar with having to play, you know, the marathon route against one another. It's not too big of a surprise to NRG that
It's gonna happen, bro. Nobody thinks NRG is gonna win this. Or NRG, everybody thinks NRG is gonna win.
Once again, them out, but everyone from NRG has managed to put their 50s in the right spots. As they continue to build the pressure, another shot from Daniel, just off the mark. It was a great save
yeah,
from 5
up. Yeah, it's not like you see these guys, and I could never dream of doing what they do. Not in a million years.
Had some space. He wanted the quick attack.
Not in a million years.
Better serve.
It's just, it's like watching Magic, bro.
Get this one down just above the bar. Dignitas here halfway through.
It's honestly, and dude, watching this stuff, it will make you so much better at the game. Like, if you really want to get better at the game, watching pros is one of the best ways to do it. They make the smallest amount of mistakes. They have the best team chemistry. They shows you where to be on the field. It's honestly so good.
Atomic is rolling quickly, and that's about the best that you could have hoped for. It doesn't skirt out to NRG. They get a clear out downfield. Beast mode's ready for it. NRG still hold the midfield line despite Dignitas starting to inch forward on some of these plays. A good double 50, but they have to dive for the follow-up. Now they're under pressure. 5 up gets there, loses his boost. Evo also no boost. Bora 30 in the tank. Atomic forced out on the 50. Bora buys a little bit of time, but not enough. Everyone's still on small pads or less. Canisters start to spawn. Dignitas continue to survive, and they break out here. Here comes Bora, one-on-one.
Oh shit! Oh, and Bora gets it. Dignitas. Oh, huge.
You talked about Dignitas running low on boost the minute.
You heard the pros don't go after small pads. How that could not be any more true, any more less true. I want you to watch this. You can see the boot. Look at the boost in the top right and left, and tell me they don't go for small pads. Every one of them has the small pads mapped out. Look at Yvonne. Look at Yvonne. Small pads. Small pads.
NRG, they keep running into.
They all memorized every location of every pad in the game.
Bora with a couple today.
If you're not going for small pads, then you're crazy.
It's not available.
You don't always need to get a massive boost.
I'm fully just based on how it's gone for Dignitas on defense. Watch them hold these low leads against NRG. Something we're used to seeing NRG do to teams routinely. Dignitas are taking a page out of their schedule here.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I had talked about at the beginning of this series, and if you guys ever tuned into the stream, I made mention that right now Dignitas are
but
very
only
aware
when you
that
get to a point where
defense
you're like
is
flat
going to win
diamond,
most of their games.
honest.
They've got it on lock as far as their offensive
Well, that's not really true. It's just like your field positioning. That's really one of the main things in Rocket League. Not the shots, not the crazy shots. If you know, if you can just hit the ball accurate, you don't have to be cool. Just hit the ball accurate and have a good position for you and your team. That will get you
does
so
nothing
high.
more than just allow his teammates to really just get in position as NRG try to get out of their side. Shot from Evo.
I'm probably finna go get somebody real quick.
It's exactly where you expect it to be.
I mean, this was a personal execution. Evo puts the barrel to his head and fires the cannonball. Poor Daniel, 2 times he's in that spot to have to make a save. Bora shoves it in through the top. Evo shoves it in through the center. I mean, Hercules, we're talking 20 seconds, and Dignitas are going to put NRG right where they were yesterday, down 3-2. But maybe they have a chance. No, 5 up makes the save. Here's Daniel on the redirect. That's way too light and way too easy for Dignitas to make the stop. 2-0 Dignitas. 3-2 in the series. Can they take down NRG here?
There is always a world. NRG are not unbeatable anymore. They just are extremely difficult to play against. And Dignitas are figuring it out. They wavered a little bit throughout the series as a whole. Defensively, they were struggling, but once they really got it on lock, NRG didn't quite know how to deal with them. They outshoot them almost tenfold, 6 shots alone from Daniel in this game. So you can feel, you know, the desperation really to push Dignitas out. And one thing, you know, that NRG haven't done quite yet is completely knock out Bora. You take a look back at this play, the confidence to flick that into that upper 90 over Daniel, and then of course Devo joins in on the fun, enough to stress out NRG into their first timeout.
That Bora goal, you know, you see Daniel make those saves. I mean, everyone on NRG makes saves against mechanical plays, but Bora shoves that into the top. And it also has just so much power that there's literally nothing Daniel could do about it. Such an excellent shot from Bora. Less than a poor save from Daniel. They're really doing a great job. Again, I think it's Dignitas' defense that is what has carried them here. NRG, they've had all the pressure. You said it. Daniel alone, 6 shots, 11 shots total in that game for NRG. And they even had a couple of opportunities, actually right before Bora's goal. When they had them starved. You saw 5-up Evo. They were trying to get dimes. No canisters were available. NRG had pressure, but Dignitas found a way to get a car in the way every time. There just wasn't a free rebound at pretty much any point, despite NRG being able to mostly starve them. So it hasn't been enough. They haven't been able to demo them on defense either. And Dignitas have covered it so well, and then they transition. NRG come back. Dignitas have taken advantage of miscues, of missed touches or no touches from NRG. I don't think we saw much of that last game, but they keep getting caught out. NRG are so used to winning the 50, covering their teammate, and being able to just play the next ball, right? There was a play where Atomic was in the midfield. Daniel's position for Atomic to at least get a 50, not to get completely destroyed by 5-up on the 50. And now Daniel has to turn tail and run, and it looks a lot worse because Atomic just got absolutely destroyed on the 50. And this was happening against Redacted too. Redacted started winning 50-50s against NRG, who are usually so clinical in that. And now we're on Neo Tokyo. NRG could very much just lose the game right here. Dignitas looking good on D. Can they capitalize?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Dignitas on match point, right where they want to be. A lot of teams that are in the underdog story are hoping they get this win here, but the rest of the world want to see NRG at Boston. Big reminder that if NRG win this series, they do get their spot. So there's a lot of pressure riding on them here. 5-up, taken out of the play entirely. 50, dead balled in, nobody there to commit from Dignitas. Instead, they're gonna pop it up and play it, and there's those interceptions that Dignitas are gonna try and use to really slow NRG down.
Well, to give a little bit of copium to NRG fans, you know, when the other team has NRG on match point, in this open, they're 5-1. Now, that just tells me that, wow, NRG have been put on match point a lot this tournament. Obviously, that one loss came in Game 7 versus Redacted. Bora and Evo, again, back here on defense. Try to improve that mark to 6-1 here and force yet another Game 7.
Right now, Dignitas, they're trying to, you know, really keep an eye out on when those boosts spawn in, because that was a huge difference maker, was when NRG was able to start boost starving them a little bit. It's another shot up towards backboard. Bora had it covered. Reset forward. Right now, Dignitas, they just won out of their half. You can see Bora already on the other end of the field, just waiting. He goes for the pass, he flicks it back, it's high. It's a good idea. And they go again. Evo to the ceiling, to himself, off the top. He has the flip if he wants it. 5-up's gonna go on his turn, and they just keep going. Down, over to Bora. In Dignitas, their pressure goes, but it's the same as when NRG goes to dig. NRG are also going to stand very strong.
Well, Dignitas find a way to retain possession there. Bora didn't get the bounce that he wanted. NRG finally get this ball downfield. There's no real shot opportunity there for Dignitas. There was that one that was high from Bora. 5-up gets the ball, still in control of the ball. Atomic throws it. Weak touch. Evo can't get through two. 5 up, trying to take this away from Atomic. Daniel comes to bail him out. Bora was already diving for it. And Beast Mode gets down the field. Another hairy situation. But NRG get out of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, they played the 1v1 a little slow, with hoping for a different result this time. Atomic does put a hand up on it and gets that 100 boost on the attempted way out. 5 up over Atomic. Is anybody already there? No, it's Daniel just clearing out to the corner. And Dignitas are going to try and spot each other here. It hits the side of 5 up's car. He's got nothing in the tank. Most he can do is a shot. And Dignitas, they want to build on this little bit of pressure that's almost been handed to them, right? Instead, the most they can do are just these really annoying touches. It's a sidewall attempt, but nothing to come from it.
Beast Mode going backwards, just trying to create some space, trying to get something out. Atomic, not a ton of boost here. Daniel also on dimes. Beast Mode deleted. Finally, NRG get a little bit of breathing room. Dignitas fully back on defense. We're gonna manage it. It did not look comfortable at all for NRG. Able to get their cars behind the ball. Atomic was getting harassed downfield. Bora's only got 5 boost, and it's a free goal for Dignitas. NRG are in trouble.
Let the Bora farming begin. You saw Evo in front of Beast Mode. You saw them both going together, but he doesn't even need him at that point. It's just a clear shot on through. Dignitas, they've done a lead against NRG nearly 3 times now. 2 of those resulted in wins. And this one, only just over a minute in regulation left.
Definitely didn't have this on my bingo card.
I had it on
Daniel
mine.
rips
Should've locked in.
It's just off the post. Beast Mode isn't going to get there. A minute left. That was a chance for NRG to tie things up. Pass out to Beast Mode with a little bit of space. 5 up close. The pass immediately denied. Bora. He got bumped by his teammate back into position, and Atomic gets bumped. He returns the bump. Feels like a game of billiards. And they somehow force this ball through. Beast Mode will collect the game-tying goal.
This is the most NRG play ever. Look at this, no boost on Beast Mode. It dead balls down, and he immediately just parks reverse and goes, no, we're side flipping on in. This isn't the end of it. 41 seconds and a tied game between the two. Full commit from Daniel on this one is a little nerve-wracking for them, as Dignitas gotta defend. And here they come from the sky. Daniel tries to waterfall it down over to Beast Mode, but they recognize that 1, NRG is low on boost, and 2, Dignitas, they have the patience to play the defensive game right now.
Oh, Bora read the bump attempt early, got out under Daniel. That was excellent from him. Fortunately for Dignitas, they're getting bumped, and he ain't avoiding that one. NRG come out late, and they have a lead with 13 left.
I swear this is the most almost synergetic, team versus team I've ever seen. This scenario is what we just watched in Game 5, and now NRD are dishing it back to Dignitas. Evo in the air, 10 seconds on the clock, off the ceiling. 5 up has to 50 it backwards. He didn't have a choice on this, and here comes Bora. Over 1, bump on 2. This one could do it, but it bounces up into the sky, and NRG are going to continue to play it. 5 up catches over to Evo. They all have the boost and the means, but do they have the space? No.
Beast Mode avoids the final bump and helps get NRG to a decisive Game 7. This one is going to be for the Boston Major for NRG. Dignitas will call a tactical timeout as we head to Champions Field. That last play, the one right before the ball hit the ground, and Bora, he had a pre-jumping, I don't remember if it was Evo or 5. My eyes were fully on Bora's pass, but he had a teammate pre-jump, and then he got all this extra oomph on the ball that his teammate wasn't expecting. And it just was a little too much, and it goes by him. But NRG, I think they survived Neo Tokyo. There was a lot of struggles there in the first half of that game. They had trouble building pressure. They had trouble getting out of their own half, but they were really doing what Dignitas had been doing all series on defense. And that was just holding the line, wait for the opportunity to get downfield, and we're able to settle in, settle down. 2 goals off of 8 shots for NRG to force this game 7. And Dignitas still have the chance to do the funniest thing.
I am so excited for this game 7. I just want to get straight into it. I know that this timeout, though, is going to be extremely intense because in reality, throw is a very harsh word, but it was a little bit of a throw. They did kind of fall to the pressure of, you know, finding that lead and holding on to it for a bit. And that was once that weird little goal line, you know, situation had happened with beast mode. You could just feel everything start to feel shaky for Dignitas, and NRG got back to where they felt comfortable, which was just basically bullying the Dignitas defense. So we're gonna see
look,
if
it just hasn't been like. We talked yesterday about how NA, the new guard, that's been the story of this split, right? And I think that NRG, having the struggles that they are, some of their own making, some of it not, really kind of further encapsulates that. Like, how often have we really seen NRG challenged for multiple days in a row like this, put to the test? It has been a while, and so the new guard is stepping up. With some of that older generation, not the oldest, but the older generation like Evo, who's been out for a while trying to find the right team. Even 5UP, just a little newer than Evo, but he's been around for a while. And then you had Redacted yesterday with similar players doing the same thing, actually finding ways to test NRG and even beat them. It's a new era in North America. I'm calling it right now. It's not NRGs for free anymore. The King's Throne has been challenged.
I mean, you gotta remember, kids like Bora have grown up watching the greats, watching NRG make those wins until it was their turn. They're learning from the people they're going against. And like you said, NRG players like Daniel and Atomic and Beast Mode, they created them, but they also show them how it's done.
Yeah, this time 5UP trying to get up. Great job from Daniel, leaving that one. Kind of faints on the 50, so 5UP ends up dropping that ball straight down. He's last man. It's got to be into safety. He can't get it done. NRG find the scene here 40 seconds in. Evo not be able to scoop that around Daniel. Bit of a ghost touch. Don't know if the result would have been much different there. Beast Mode right in the wing, and NRG will try to build some early pressure. Evo goes the whole way downfield, picks up a demo on Daniel. Atomic and Beast Mode will help to bail him out of that. Beast Mode gets bumped. Daniel stuck in the corner. Evo works around him, and just maybe a little more patience from the second man. That might be a goal for Dignitas. Now they're forced to hold the ball, try to keep possession. Evo gets a nice timing on the boost spawn. Gets this 50 out to Bora, who misses the ball.
It's a little bit of an awkward read there from Bora. It is gonna cost him. Yeah, Atomic definitely spotted him going just a little bit too early on that, and he was playing from behind the ball, so he knew. And thankfully to Atomic, having the flip to be able to just push it on in is a great sign for NRG. Up 2-0 very early on into this game 7.
Yeah, good push from Daniel, capitalizing on Bora's miss. Certainly can't give the freebies up to NRG. Good avoidance on the bump from Bora. Atomic still going to make it awkward for him. Beast Mode in the area. Everyone from NRG pressing. Evo against Daniel there. On a touch out. Beast Mode just sitting in the third waiting for the ball. Let it drop. It's good enough for NRG. Dignitas, it's starting to get a little worse. 0 boost for Evo, 0 boost for Bora, only 47 for 5UP. This kicks out, NRG's in the area. Atomic shot denied. Beast Mode up early. 5UP gets there in time. Dignitas still playing low boost simulator. Only 20 boost in the tank for Evo. 5UP gets demoed. That might actually help him out. He'll spawn with a little more boost than he's had. No dunk for Beast Mode. Daniel swings across. It's off. Evo barely survives it. I don't know how Dignitas have kept this ball out, but still they will. Dignitas just feel pressure even when there is none. Diving in front of ghost attackers. They do get the 50. Evo swings across, wins the ball, but Beast Mode already in position, already out. Dignitas get a little breathing room, but can't hang on to the ball.
You just got 2 minutes to hold on if you are NRG. They've done a great job at the boost driving game, the double around, no follow. It comes in a little bit slow there, and both members of Dignitas are able to work together to get it out. Bora is gonna try and clear it on his own. Atomic from behind him, but Daniel makes it clear, doesn't even have to worry about that one. And Dignitas losing precious seconds. They really got to get it together soon, otherwise this is just gonna become impossible way too fast.
That was good coverage from Daniel. Nice 50 from Atomic as well. Felt the pressure coming from behind. 50 goes out, that's just straight to beast mode off the bar, bounces on the bar, off the ground and out. Daniel underneath it. Bora will delete beast mode and hope Dignitas can actually get downfield. So much time chewed off the clock. Bora is the challenge underneath. Bora needs that midfield boost. He'll get it. Beast mode will go back to the corner. Gives a little bit more space. Daniel's trying to chew it up. Beast mode gets bumped. He needs support. But Evo, there was an NRG car all over him. Dignitas finally get back on the orange half. I think they spent a grand total of 20 seconds here in game 7, and they only got 50 more of those left. You can't miss the ball. Atomic has completely stopped. And I'm curious if NRG will call us for the pause. It looks like yes, they do call for the pause. So we'll figure out what's going on there and get him righted up. But it really looks like NRG have complete control here. Dignitas in desperation mode after putting them on match point. NRG looking like they'll qualify here for the Boston Major.
Whoa. You ever remember that one time Dignitas had to score 3 goals in like 14 seconds during COVID?
I can't believe you're bringing something that happened like 6 years ago up.
I think about that very often.
I can't. You dug so down deep into the copium. I think you summoned a Balrog. That is some greedy copium coming from you. But hey.
It exists. That scenario existed. So.
But this was NRG calling the pause, and we saw Atomic very clearly DC'd. And we'll see what time they immediately set it at. But I think this actually is good for Dignitas, believe it or not. You get to reset the momentum. You get to get back onto the kickoff. And you get to at least try something on the kickoff. If you can get a quick hit, if you can get a good win off this initial kickoff, you score quickly. Who knows? They scored with a second left earlier in this series to tie the ball game, but you need 2.
It's a tough one to do, especially like you are definitely coming into this with like frustration. You had maybe like 15 seconds to breathe here, right? And just kind of reset the mental and hope for the best. They are coming into this one down by 2 though. That goal, like, there's no world where it stands, but.
Well, I mean, no, the goal only happened because Tom, we were all watching.
I'm not that copious, but.
I was gonna say, if you're holding out hope for that, I got a bridge to sell you. But I'm out of I'm out of metal beams, so.
At the beginning of this one too, they showed the NRG champ flag, for good reason. You know, this for a very, very, very long time has been the best team in North America without a doubt. And the world. They've just been wavering a tiny bit. You know, like I said before, they're not unbeatable anymore, but it doesn't mean it is not one of the most difficult challenges you are going to face if you are any other team.
This has been an exciting regional, an exciting split for North America and North American fans who, let's be honest, we've all been down bad when it comes to the competition internationally outside of one team that can do something. And this might be the first split in a long time where the 4 leading teams right now, Redacted obviously going to Boston, NRG if they hold for another 30 seconds here. They will also be going to Boston. We'll be talking about Space Station and Foot a little bit later. But thinking of those teams in Rebellion as well, the strongest 4, and not just the strongest 4, but 4 teams that actually can do damage international. It'd be hard with 5 European teams coming along. But for me, it has been impressive watching this new guard we keep talking about play the way they have, it does give you hope for their international chances. With some of these players on those teams, Wavy included on Redacted, that have a little bit of LAN experience already. So it's not like it's a bunch of fresh rookie faces. They're just newer and finding their way to the top of North America a little more consistently. So it's an exciting time right now. Even if NRG do win this, Dignitas can't get the win over them. I mean, Dignitas aren't even one of the 4 teams we're talking about that are going to be going to Boston, especially if they lose this. There's no chance. So, and like we're in game 7 here versus what has been the best team in North America. And it's been so much more fun to watch all of these new players come up, challenge that guard, and finally see NA make the next change in generations. Now it looks like... Go ahead, Hercules.
Oh, no. I'm about to read the same thing you go on, sir.
Well, I'm not reading anything, so whatever you're reading, you let me know.
I just saw, I peeked in and Beast Mode had asked if the goal stood, and I was like, we're on the same level of a little scared. I think everybody's just wants all answers answered.
No, it looks like Dignitas' goal is disallowed as we expected.
Yep.
And the disconnect occurred at 56 seconds remaining on the clock. So the score will be 0-2, and NRG will resume the kickoff at 56. Really, not just NRG. We're not just going to give them the ball. It will be a contested kickoff, as it always is in Rocket League. So 56 seconds. Again, I think Dignitas will need something quick off the kickoff if they have any hope here. But in Atomic DC, might have been the South. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, only one way to find out. You got to go back in there, and playing something back off of the kickoff too versus mid-game does change things up a tiny bit. So we'll see what strats get pulled out of the book from both ends of the field.
And we will be getting started shortly. Thank you for all of your patience at home. We appreciate all of you who participate by viewing, who participate by putting your very smart opinions in chat. You can learn a lot by reading the Rocket League Twitch chat. And we appreciate everyone watching outside of Twitch as well. If you're watching on YouTube, hello and thank you. We love each and every one of you for supporting the world's most exciting esport. Here we go. And also the most mechanically difficult esport. Here we go. Bora. We'll start it off on the kickoff. They do get it to Bora clean, but an immediate challenge from Beast Mode will knock that away. Every challenge for NRG is about 3 or 4 seconds shaved off the clock. And this one will roll right back. Dignitas won't get that immediate pressure. They're going to need something deeper here. Evo read the touch. Atomic with no boost gets a perfect clear downfield to Beast Mode.
Yeah, Beast Mode played the sheet up, and this own goal might do him in. Oh my goodness. I mean, first off, Beast Mode already up in the air for this one, and you don't even have to do any work on it at that point. Unfortunate for Dignitas. He goes straight back into the kickoff with the last 30.
Too resilient. NRG find a way to get that goal, and of course, 5 up. We're not going to give him any kind of hard times for that own goal. He had an NRG player bearing down on him. 20 seconds now and change. NRG playing with house money. Not the first team to qualify for Boston, but qualifying nonetheless. And a difficult road to do it. An imperfect NRG still find a way to come out the victors here against Dignitas, stay alive in open 3, and have punched their ticket to Boston.
So excited to see this team on LAN again, just how everybody had hoped. And it works out for them. NRG, we will see you very soon. In about 2 weeks' time, they'll try and make their return to the big stage, right where they belong.
Again, great job from Dignitas. Really solid effort. Really this entire game. Game 7 was just clear NRG front to back. Game 1 was clear NRG front to back. And I think that's part of the problem there for Dignitas when you have to rely on your defense to be excellent for the entire series and you don't have enough offensive juice. It will be hard to beat a team like NRG. They join Redacted on the journey to Boston. They still got more Rocket League to play today. We have to crown a champion here in Open 3. We got seeds to decide. Don't go anywhere, because some of these games are going to be nuts. So make sure you stick around. Keep the stream up. We'll be right back.
Oh, now this guy's going that way. Now I'm getting the lay of the land.
Valets can be a big test for a young homeowner turning into their parents.
There's an overflow lot somewhere in the vicinity.
If the garage is full, they go to the auxiliary.
He said if the garage is full, they'd go to the overflow lot.
I heard him. I was right here. Let's just stand quietly.
I bet you guys have driven some great cars, huh?
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
I think you might have brought the wrong car. We had the red convertible.
Kicking up the dirt as I pull up my skirt. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you could be first.
Mom, I've tried everything.
Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot.
Don't worry, Shaq. The General gives you a break to keep you covered, whether it's on your car insurance
or a break from your car acting up.
My leg! Go on without me.
Let me out of my misery!
He's just acting.
I see the light. Tell my children I love them.
Hey, we got you covered, Bumblebee.
Oh, my hero. I hope he runs out of gas soon.
For a great low rate, go with the General.
Go ahead. Live deliciously.
Okay, me.
Baye, the secret's in the sour cream.
Look at Michaela. No doubt you can do the same, Stella.
Cut your bill in half with Xfinity Mobile. Try it free for a year, no commitment. Xfinity, imagine that.
Looks like it's swole season.
Gotta keep up with SoFi. You can earn more money on your money with SoFi Bank's highest savings APY.
Mind blown.
Bank with SoFi to get up to 4.0% APY and an epic welcome bonus.
This new tent's amazing.
Yeah. And it was easy to pay off the low rates on our Platinum card from Navy Federal Credit Union. Can't imagine where we'd be without them.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Maybelline New York. New Lash Sensational Body Mascara. Sensational full body lashes with buildable volume and 24-hour lift. And breakthrough body curve brush. See? New Lash Sensational Body Mascara.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
5 hours into a stream and I still smell Unstoppable. Have you tried Unstoppable scent boosters? Unstoppables is my laundry power-up for 24-hour non-stop freshness, so now I can confidently smell fresh from all-day streams to IRL game nights. Level up your laundry game.
The Champions Field streak continues. NRG having to go the distance against Dignitas, but the distance they do go. And NRG, the reigning world champs, have punched their ticket to the first major of the season here. What's happening here right now?
Now that that banner's up, I think we just want to see the banner all the time, honestly.
Hey, I like it. I like it. A good save. I mean, it was close, and then you got to Champions Field, and it wasn't close at all. You guys iced up there, and you've punched your ticket to Boston here. Got more work left to do here today, though, so SSG's coming up next. Just quickly, what's different about playing against them?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously like a top tier team. I think that game 7, like you saw, we expressed a lot more confidence. I think today, because we played a bad Friday and Saturday, today was about rebuilding kind of our habits and what we're supposed to be doing. And I think you saw kind of that confidence slowly coming back throughout the series. So hopefully it's just taking that game 7 into the beginning of this next series.
All right. Well, yeah, those will be the top 4. Grand finals are coming up after that. Congratulations on making it to Boston. I'll see you there, bud.
Thank you so much. See you there.
All righty, that is NRG through for North America here. They've got a date against Space Station a little bit later on here. A back and forth one here, Stacks. It looked like Dignitas had it at times.
Yeah, again, you could tell the sense of urgency was there for this Dignitas squad, and they had to have confidence because they met up in the Swiss and it went their way. So, they know they can play with these guys. They were not, phased by the aura of NRG on Championship Sunday. And they were very physical with NRG. I mean, you look back at, we'll probably see it in a moment here. The goal where they went on to match point, ultimately ended up being the game winner, I think, in game 5. They were very physical at the back line of NRG. They were very disruptive, and they scored kind of a lot of open nets as a result of that. And give him a lot of credit. I mean, Bora played out of his mind. And, whoever actually ended up finding him to sign him to this team deserves a lot of credit because they've got a real winner.
I found out if you want to know.
Good. Oh, yeah. What you got?
So it was a full team effort. Eclipse said that when they were looking for their third, he spoke to the boys. He said, hey, is there anybody, in your ranked 2s lobbies that's kind of really stood out to you? They name dropped Bora. They tried out scrims. They said he was by far their best one. They said it was a very similar finding to when Eclipse found Seiko back in the day. And they just went with him. They knew there was something special about him, and we'll see how his career starts to unfold from here out.
It's what every coach and manager dreams of, finding a player in the rough there that no one else knows about, get to put them on your roster, and we'll get to see more of Dignitas later on this season. But with this loss, they have been eliminated from the Boston Major, and now the transfer window begins for them. We'll see if they make any adjustments here. NRG on through there. We can finally put a team with some hue in their logo, lock them in there in North America. NRG with 24 points. That 4th spot still up for grabs between Shopify Rebellion and between Foot Esports and SSG there. We'll see who gets to take that one. Interesting note on the points. All 5 teams in the event still could possibly emerge at the end of the day as the #1 seed here in North America, Stack. So lots to play for, even if you've already punched your ticket.
Yeah, that's how much parity there is here in North America. It is that close at the top as far as the points go. We can say all we want about, the relative skill of all the teams and, how great we think, Shopify Rebellion is versus NRG and, where Redacted might fit and all that. Any one of these 5 teams can still end up as the #1 team. And what a huge advantage that is, too. I mean, NRG could probably win the Boston Major from any spot. But
they could.
Any of these other teams, they'd love to have that #1 spot to maybe get a better early matchup.
It'd be a nice luxury to have, to be the #1 seed. And hey, get to call yourself the #1 seed going into the Boston Major is a pretty fun title to get to hold. That a lot of teams, I think, have, especially in North America, have just been like, oh, NRG's going to have that, so we're playing for second. Now that the fire's lit in their eyes as they know that the possibility is here. So let's continue on here with teams hoping for that glory. One team that's currently sitting on top, Shopify Rebellion, going up against another team that still has to play their way into Boston right now. Currently on the outside looking in, Foot Esports, a lot of work to do here, Herc.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference in, storyline. Foot Esports, as the old saying goes, is going to be the underdog coming into this one. But of course, with a pretty decent-sized chip on their shoulder, they've kind of been counted out a lot by a number of people. But if you take a look back at what they've done throughout this Open 3 in particular to get here, they're not that bad. I mean, they were number 4 in their group respectively. They ended up taking down the likes of, 90210, but more notably, they were the ones to take down Gen G to come into this in the uppers. So they can go, head to head with some of the top teams here in North America, but Shopify Rebellion is in fact a whole other story.
This is a big team for sure to take on. Foot has come through the uppers in 2 of the 3 events online regionals so far this season. They've always started strong. This is when they finally get into the bracket or having to play the teams that are at the top of the leaderboard. The results have yet to really go their way here, Stacks. They need to make it to the finals bare minimum to make it to Boston. Really, they need to win those finals to be able to hold the fate all of their own. If Space Station were to make it through NRG, that would mean they would literally have to win. So lots on the stake here, but no matter what, they have to win this match if they want to hope to go to Boston.
Yeah, and they've positioned themselves well, though. I mean, they are about as in control of their own fate as you could ask to be at this point with how everything else around them has fallen, and they've done it with their defense. Foot is, I think, something like the second best defense in this event. Problem for them is Space Station's number 1 in terms of goals against. It's if you don't let the other team into your net, boy, you have a hard time losing. The problem is they're up against a team right now that just about scores at will with all the talent on that team. I mean, this is, I think I said it in the last Open, this is as close to a super team as you could build without taking any of the pieces out of NRG.
True. Chat, let us know who you think is going to win. Is it the budget super team, Shopify Rebellion? Or is it Foot Esports, #FUT there? They'd like to prove that they're the real super team, and that starts right now. They are NA1 Open champs. When NRG had that bad split, Shopify was the team that emerged at the top of North America. Can they do it again here for Open number 3? Herc, Foot Esports, are they making the run, or is Shopify shutting them down right now?
Oh man, my heart is always with Cheese, but I can't go against Shopify on this one. I've got Shopify Rebellion for sure.
Okay. Stacks?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the cheese is about to expire here in the Boston major split. I got Shopify Rebellion here. I think there's just too much offense there for this Foot team to contain.
Cheese is so weird because it's just it already is expired. It's milk that expired, and then we're like, this is good. So then it expires again, and we're like, no, now it's bad. I don't understand it. Either way, Shopify is coming out on top with this one. I do think Shopify has the Space Station sitting in the wings watching this one. With this, if Shopify were to win here, Space Station also clinches that 4th spot. So many teams care about this result. We've got Shopify winning on the desk. You've got them winning in chat. They're clearly the favorites, but we didn't call them favorites for nothing here. Shopify got to get the work done if they want to prove it against Foot Esports here. A spot at Boston waits on the ticket here. Foot versus Shopify to continue on Championship Sunday.
3 out of the 4 spots for Boston have been locked in. Foot, they've got a long way to go, but it's still possible to claim that final spot, but they are going to have to run the gauntlet. First step, try to take down Shopify Rebellion. Let's get into game 1, brought to you by Progressive.
Funnily enough, James, all 5 teams that are not in contention, I guess. 2 of the teams, Space Station and Foot, can still get the 1 seed. Even Foot. Granted, they have.
Is that how the math works out? That is, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is a very competitive first play. Very competitive first play. I think also interestingly as well, Shopify Rebellion, Redacted, and NRG, if one of them wins it, guaranteed that number 1 seed as well. So we will get our answer on how that 1, 2, 3 ranking stacks up. But the big question right now is, can Foot steal that spot from Space Station? They'll have to finish 1 place better. And right now, Jorby, that means they've got to make the grand final through Shopify Rebellion and then through Redacted.
I mean, look, much like NRG this weekend, Rebellion haven't been a perfect team. It hasn't been easy for them in a lot of their games. So if recent history is an indicator, James, Foot could absolutely do some damage here. But I do think that I agree with the desk in that this is going to be a tall order for them. Foot have been on the outside looking in pretty much the whole time and have really not looked like they haven't belonged there. So this will be a case of can Cheese and company step up to the plate and play a level above where they sit to try to beat this Rebellion team.
We'll find out, Jorby. This first minute and a half, though, battle for possession. Rebellion having a few more opportunities, but we see Foot work their way up. First killer trying to wall dash to prevent that chance. A little hesitation is what had Sosa faked out there. And now a handoff to LJ, tries to get it around Frosty.
And had Cheese there as well, but ended up just giving it up. LJ's downfield, stealing boost. Kofa couldn't find a way to get back to him. First killer, pass in front, pass to nobody. Kofer, it's a heavy touch, but Cheese.
Oh no! I mean, that's disastrous for Foot. First, they get out of rotation from the double commit. Cheese actually gets bumped off the sidewall, still tries to put a hand up, but ended up knocking the ball into his own net.
Lots of own goals this weekend. Wavy had like a hat trick of own goals yesterday. We had 5-up own goaling at the end of NRG Dignitas when that game was pretty much already decided. And now you have Cheese at the start of this game, very much not decided, trying to recover off of the bump.
That was a bit unfortunate. You saw what he was trying to do there, and you know, a lot of times you do want to have somebody up there challenging, but they never recovered from that initial double commit. So Foot find themselves trailing, and they'll be trailing by even more. Kofer knocks in this one.
Just trouble trying to rip this ball off LJ. No one will go. They don't know how much boost LJ has. He had absolutely none, but no one actually willing to challenge the ball. You saw second man there too. Even if he wanted to go, he might have just ended up running into his teammate. Maybe he should have. He might have bumped him into the challenge, but they gave LJ the space with no boost and made it easy for Rebellion. You can't do that in this situation if you're Foot, where you are on the outside and you need everything going your way.
Now, this is not the first step that Foot needed. The one team that could really throw things off here in North America, where everything is still up for grabs, which is crazy. Team still fighting for that #1 seed, which will be invaluable. And then Space Station and SSG, or Space Station and Foot rather, still fighting for that 4th and final spot. Cheese, chance to get one on the board. Frosty couldn't connect on the bump, and this one will be cleared out. That was a nice chance from Foot, but couldn't connect on the bump to clear the path and weren't able to convert.
Still in some trouble here. Cheese having to avoid traffic. Had a great initial touch. Yeah, Foot having a lot of trouble hanging onto this ball. See late to the 50 in the midfield and forced to punt it away.
Kofer dribble around his own corner. Frosty going for the ground double. No, goes right by it. We saw Kofer hit a nice ground double on the highlights, and I think that play really made popular by First Killer, who was a specialist at the ground double. Jeez. Wow. Trying to get something going, but nothing really going, Jorby, so far for Foot.
Yeah, I mean, Kofer easily drills this one. But you're right, it has not been easy. On defense, just survival mode. Frosty gets some space. Did freeze Rebellion 4 a little bit, but that's a beautiful follow-up touch. Just not much LJ could have worked with there. That shot was wide to the post. And now there's a chance for Foot to actually get some purchase. Frosty jumps early. Cheese is diving forward. Desperate move with 30 seconds left, down by 2. You gotta send the house. You try a grab pinch. First Killer doesn't even have to move.
And First Killer also getting in Sosa. Gets the clear out, does get demoed, but the damage is done. Time melting off the clock, and this has been a routine victory for Shopify Rebellion. Didn't really seem like they broke much of a sweat.
Yeah, it felt really easy, and off that Cheese bump, it kind of told you how the rest of the game was going to go.
It did set the tone, didn't it?
In his own net, yeah, that was tough for them to kind of get back from that. Luckily for them, game 2 resets, and they can figure out how to get by them. They generated 6 shots, Foot did, but I don't even think I remember more than one.
Tough. That's what I was going to say is, what was the most convincing one? I think for me, the most convincing chance was a shot where Frosty had a chance to land a bump. If he lands the bump on the last player back, I think it might have been LJ, not quite sure. But if he lands the bump, probably going in or has got a great chance, couldn't land it. Rebellion just seems so comfortable, so in control for the entirety of that game. And I think this is a little bit of a worrying sign in game 1 for Foot.
Yeah, you at least wanted to see them be able to put out a little bit of pressure, something consistent in the midfield to make you feel like there really was a chance. But I'm fully agree that Rebellion kind of just ran victory laps around them, especially those last 2 minutes. A lot of accredited saves for Rebellion as well. So it's not as if Foot aren't getting to the box, but you obviously need to generate some sort of quality opportunity. We'll see if they can get it done. A lot of broken opportunities, I think, were happening between them. I remember one where Frosty and Cheese, they kind of tied each other up in the third. So we'll see if they can figure out the spacing, figure out how to get some possession here against Rebellion in game 2.
Slowly running out of lives. Lost one. Space Station fans cheering on Rebellion as they put in one just 7 seconds in. Kofer continues his scoring streak.
Kofer trying to help his old Ord get back in. And he does an excellent job there. First killer, though, with a beautiful pass. I mean, first killer yesterday, James, just always has. I'll be honest. I think I'm first killer's #1 Glazer. Because every time I cast him, I think I'm always saying how great he is, even if. No, you know what? He's never not.
I mean, as someone who has watched a lot of North American Rocket League, you cannot deny that first killer is a special talent. We'll get one here unless LJ scores it. He'll let first killer get credit for that and more routine winning. Sosa, and yeah, that's a tough one.
Are we talking to each other? Like, what's going on there? I feel like that is. That's like where I feel like the comms are just silent in that moment.
That's a tilter. That is an absolute tilter. I mean, you're on a different page here. You're already double committing last game. If you're Foot, things not looking very good for Foot. See if Frosty can ignite something. Trying to take it high, gets around one, but LJ's there on the backboard, trying to keep possession of it. First killer will opt to boom it long. Frosty again is going to try to get something going. The pass over, shot is good. So a revival here for Foot.
Yeah, Rebellion. They see Frosty coming. They haven't had anything threatening to deal with. Kofer's like, sure, I'll let you do that. I can get the pass, and he just misses the 50 on Sosa, and so he gets to rip it on target. That one's on Kofer. He tried to line up that passing play. Great job from Frosty to just get him beat on it, to give Sosa a chance at the net, and there is some life for Foot.
And I do like that slight mix-up from Frosty as well. He shows the flip reset, but doesn't use the reset to pass the ball forward. Instead, he gets back down to the ground quickly, gets more power on the pass over to Sosa, allowing Sosa to get that shot. And now a demo. Somehow that save. First killer credited for a save, but I couldn't see anything through the smoke screen.
Now, first killer has infrared vision. He could see the heat trails. Somehow makes that save. Kofer will drop it down and buy some time for everyone from Rebellion to get reset, but Foot trying to build on that momentum. Sosa throws himself into LJ's path, and LJ somehow is the one who demoed him. Ooh, nice fake there from Sosa.
Yeah, a miss or a fake. Hey, either way, he's definitely got Kofer going.
For it. Yeah. He'll take it. Cheese had the 50 up, and Kofer will take it. Now Rebellion right back into position, James, as actually first killer won't win that boost. It's over LJ's head. Kofer happy to take that ball. Rebellion will retain possession, but LJ can't get the bump.
Yeah, LJ was looking for it. Frosty saw it coming as well. Let's see, Shopify Rebellion still very comfortable. Cheese creeping up, gets caught out. More disastrous plays here for Foot. Cheese just trying to creep up. You see him, it's lost in no man's land. Frosty's nowhere back to defend.
I think Cheese is just expecting that 50 to come back to him. I don't really think he's considering LJ when you look at his cam. Because he's just positioned for a 50 back to him, sitting outside the near post. Not what you want, especially with LJ sitting there. When you're last back, it is a risky spot to sit. Because you need that 50 to go your way, even a neutral one. LJ likely beats him to the ball.
Yeah, you could see the panic in Cheese movement as well. Once he saw that 50 not go his way. More demos from LJ. LJ's been a nuisance, hunting the back line of Foot, also landing demos.
It is really weird to me that, you know, Kofor joined this team leading the league last season in demos per game. But ever since he joined Rebellion, his demos have gone down and LJ's have gone up. Make that one make sense for him.
The spirit of the demo. I mean, it's there. That's all that matters.
He gave him his aura. On the demo.
Minus 1,000 and then plus 1,000 demo aura to LJ.
He's just always as he has been then.
Little pass here, I like that. Oh, that's clever.
Ooh, couple good moves there from Frosty. Sosa gets bumped. Wasn't really in a spot to do anything. Little pressure here from Foot in the corner. Frosty will drop. Shot. Kofor, great position there. Got it right on his nose. No play for Foot. They have the midfield line. Frosty down with Cheese. Frosty with a couple of touches there. Foot trying to maintain possession. The boost spawns. Frosty didn't get it. He goes the whole way back. That's not on target for Rebellion, and Foot trying to keep the push that they had going alive. Frosty gets the dunk. It's wide to the net. Kofor demos Sosa. So no play here for Foot.
Foot has been doing a nice job of landing these demos, but someone from Shopify Rebellion always there to cover. And that shot that was on target might have been threatening. Still Sosa trying to keep this attack ongoing as we approach the final 30 seconds of the game. 2-goal deficit. Much more life shown from Foot in this last half of the game, but that is all going to get smothered out. Kofor getting one, and another tough goal to accept if you're Foot. Cheese not able to get a hand up. Sosa and Frosty positioned upfield very optimistically.
You need
Tough
as
break.
much optimism as possible, down 2 goals with 30 seconds left. But yeah, not a good game from Foot at all. I fully expect the tactical timeout. Heck, if they could have called a timeout a minute into this game, they probably would have. Just has not been the game they were hoping for. They've finally put together a couple of good strings, which they weren't really able to do at all in game number 1. Maybe they can build on that, but it gets a little tougher for Foot. Their major hopes on the line here versus Rebellion, and they're getting smashed.
Yeah, this is, I think, a little bit discouraging for Foot fans having to see this. You can see the timeout being called from Foot. Back-to-back games, which did not really go as planned for Foot. You can see a few mix-ups, double commits, less than ideal touches, some mispositioning that really bit them. Not a lot went right. There were some opportunities. I think they landed a few demos, but even still landing those demos, it looked like that still wasn't enough. Shopify Rebellion, you saw the first killer saved through the smoke screen. And things started out not so great either with that flip reset against Foot. I mean, it started out great if you're Rebellion. First killer having so much uncontested time in the air, which is a recipe for disaster. Rebellion, they're so comfortable, Jorby. It looks like they got this one.
The first killer was giggling a little bit. I want to know what was said there. It's the most giggling I think I've seen first killer do on cams. We've seen him smile, we've seen him get excited, but that was pretty funny. Either way, what's not funny is if you're a Foot fan and you're watching this team be unable to get anything done. But Rebellion definitely need a dominant win like this. They've had a lot of struggles in some of their games where you kind of expect them to be that clear number 2, the team that should be able to take NRG on. And it feels like Redacted leapfrogged them in that conversation a little bit. But
I'll be honest.
They're still a rock solid team, and they still should be in that conversation.
Well, I mean, and I think they still are. Right now, the points leader between Shopify, Rebellion, NRG, and Redacted, you know, if one of them, all you got to do is win to prove yourself as the clear number one in terms of the seeding, but also I think in the minds of every RLCS fan out there in terms of North America. But it has been such a competitive split. There's been a lot of excitement, I think. I think this new wave of talent has really rejuvenated the region as a whole. We're seeing some excellent gameplay. But right now, this looks like a situation where Rebellion are showing the clear difference level in skill between a team that's fighting for the number one seed and a team that is hoping to pull off a miracle to slide into that fourth spot. And that is what it's going to take for Foot at this point. Going to have to come back in this series against Rebellion, who have been dominating them. Then they're going to also have to take on Redacted, who you just said, Jorby, you think have leapfrogged Rebellion. So, I mean, things will only get more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the vibe of the community around, you know, there's a lot of understandable hype around Redacted, and I mean, they just beat NRG yesterday in a thrilling 7-game series. Sure, Rebellion have the points lead. They deserve to be there 100%, but just getting the vibe from what people are talking about when it comes to these teams, there's a lot of excitement with that Redacted squad and their potential. Here's First Killer, puts it up high, puts it down low. First Killer's just nasty. Doesn't matter how many years he's been playing.
And Jorby, you say all that, and all I'm thinking is, yeah, and somehow Foot's gonna have to beat Rebellion and Redacted if they want to make it to Boston, and that is starting to seem like a long shot. The start of Game 3 after the timeout from Foot also not going as planned. You see the bot kickoff there too going. Even that not really working out for Foot. But maybe they can have something going. Frosty bumped off the ball. That'll be another save accredited to Kofor here. Cheese flip reset pass attempt, but Sosa too far away to make the shot. Not far enough back to really help out Frosty.
Ooh. Heavy pass. Chiefs can't get a ball to Frosty. Try to put that one in. Here's Sosa again. Oh, Frosty gets kicked. She's still in the area. This is looking decent. Sosa, good pass, back to Frosty. First Killer followed it the whole way through.
That First Killer covering the low option as well. Good call from First. Shopify Rebellion, turtling up on the goal line. Foot has been able to push the line all the way back a few times, but it seems like every time Rebellion still find a way to make the stop.
Over to the corner. You know, Space Station haven't even played a game yet today, and by the time they do, they might already be qualified for the major if Foot can't find a way to get consistent pressure. Rebellion see space, they try to take it. Frosty up, but beat clean by LJ. Just so much time for Rebellion to rotate, get a really good look at the field in front of them. Easy read for First Killer. Wifty works out for Sosa.
I love this from Frosty. Oh, Frosty sees that First Killer's gonna block this shot, goes high, lands on the backboard, then goes for the redirect. It's that level of tactics that you're gonna need to break through.
And First Killer's expecting a 50 as he comes through. You pull off. It looked like First Killer might have just been able to get the ball there. And instead it works out for Sosa, and then Frosty making that play, James. I mean,
Frosty, he's playing off of what First Killer's getting him. First Killer has been deadly at predicting the shot, blocking the angle, and before we can even talk about that play more, Shopify Rebellion claw back the lead. So despite that glimmer of hope, it seems like the cloud of Shopify Rebellion moved back in and block out all the sunlight.
Yeah, it was, I believe, Kofor, or LJ, who got a huge win, a clean beat on the second man defender. And then Sosa just too long before he actually jumped in front of the ball. Wasn't sure how fast Kofor was coming. Now Foot right back where you were. Kofor gets the demo. Quick pass to First Killer, wide of the net. First Killer not done just yet. That's the kill in the 50. Kofor happy to be there.
The confidence certainly seems to be oozing out of Shopify Rebellion. You know, it looks like a sparring match out there. Shopify Rebellion not breaking much of a sweat.
And timeout already expired as well for Foot, so can't find a way out of this one. down 3-0.
Oh, that's in, maybe?
Down
oh!
3-1, maybe. Jeez, it's a good save, but the rest of his team is getting demoed. First killer. Ball hits back into his undercarriage.
Team bump.
Cheese and Sosa. They think if we fuse our cars together, maybe then we can win a 50-50. Frosty can't get it done.
Yeah, but you saw the team bump there, and it ended up causing Sosa to get demoed easily. So many moments where Foot has not been on the same page. Shopify Rebellion really tightening the screws, making things difficult, but there's a bump. Another save from LJ this time. Shopify Rebellion keep pulling off these goal line stands.
This is another push here for Foot. Frosty was, I think, looked the best on the team so far and generating chances. He's getting stuffed here on the back line. LJ, first to the play. Lead for first killer off the ceiling. 50 in front of the box. LJ coming across to keep possession. But Frosty still comes away with the ball and tries to get Foot back into position and threatened the bump. Kofor avoided him. First killer had it covered. First killer always covering the second option. They can't really find a way around him too often.
Yeah, the one time they did, it was thanks to a mix-up from Frosty, who Frosty has proved to be creative, but now Cheese, with only 35 seconds left, picks the defense apart. Lovely first touch, sets up the shot. That first touch and such a tight spot, so clean. Great play from Cheese.
And 95 kilometers per hour on the shot. Given just enough juice to keep Foot's engine rolling. Here's LJ. Demoed on the play. Maybe a go-ahead downfield. Sosa was a heavy touch.
Oh, careful.
Make it easy for Kofor. Back to LJ. Transition with the reset. That is not an own. Oh, you might as well have. First killer puts it in 3-2.
And you felt like there was going to be trouble as soon as LJ went airborne and Frosty got lost on the backboard, jumped a little bit too early, got out of position, was flailing there. And that ended up being an easy rebound shot there for first killer. And if you give away goals like that, it's going to be so difficult to win against a team like Shopify Rebellion.
Frosty, midfield, momentum, low 50, back to Cheese. LJ stops all of it. Puts the ball on the ground. Rebellion walking their way through this lobby, 3-0.
Yeah, this is a dire moment. Each game looks like Shopify Rebellion are just treating it as another day in the office, and it's going as planned right now for Shopify Rebellion. They have been absolutely dominant, a team that looked like the best team in North America after the first open, after the kickoff weekend. Shopify Rebellion had a couple steps back in open 2, but open 3, they're getting some results here against Foot and looking to make a statement. And so far, what a statement this series has been.
Foot, despite being able to respond a couple of times, it's just moments. There's no sustained pressure. There's no time in this series where we're like, okay, Foot doing really good to build pressure. They really have Rebellion trying to figure out how to break out on defense. It's never really been that. It's been one or two opportunities that you are able to capitalize on, and then more of that. You know, Foot haven't messed up all of the opportunities that they've had, but it's certainly difficult when you do make mistakes, and Rebellion punish those as well when you're already having trouble actually getting offense.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, Jorby, where not only are you going to have to amp up the creativity and have a little more bite to your offense, but you just cannot afford those defensive mistakes. And we've seen Foot make just a few too many of those, making things easy. And oh man, first killer, he'll kick you when you're down, and when you try to get back up, he'll kick you again.
And you know, they don't give you points for curb stops in the game. You don't get extra points for fakes, but I'll certainly give you some points in my heart for that one. That was dirty in front of the net and really just, again, encapsulates the whole series so far. Rebellion do a fake kickoff. First killer says, I have space, I will take it. Who won?
Rebound.
Another?
Ooh.
Nope, ready for it.
Man, that is a heart-wrenching goal there. Foot, how much more can they take? Can they bounce back? Down 3 games to nothing. Foot hoping, dreaming of that 4th spot in Boston being theirs. And now a chance. Sosa's shot. It's too weak and it's saved over to the side by First
Oh my
Killer.
God, Rebellion is looking to 4-0 sweep them.
Still kept it close. There was no rebound for Foot to shoot at. First Killer is ruining their day.
Sosa just needed to slot that near post with some authority, but Frosty will come through and make it happen.
It feels like Frosty only one alive right now on the offense for Foot in the series. Cheese did get one goal earlier, but everything that Foot have been able to do has been with Frosty at the forefront. Collects another goal for Foot. Will keep them alive in the game.
LJ trying to take it up and over. Frosty has been that bright spot. Sosa give away possession, and now LJ take it airborne, gets a bump on Frosty, looking for help. Cheese comes in to break up the play, and now Kofer taking it straight up. Sosa with the challenge. It's out to First Killer. First Killer trying to slow it down. LJ creeping in the back, letting First Killer do work. Kofer now going, will
Am I tweaking?
LJ
Am I
hop in now?
not live or?
Sosa trying to clear it. LJ spots a chance. It's deflected. Foot struggling to get out of their own half. This one does creep by, but it's right to a boosted up Shopify Rebellion. However, Kofer doesn't get the hit he's looking for. Does get a bump and a booming clear. Now First Killer trying to get something going.
Cars here.
Have some sort of a foothold in this game, Jorby, but gonna need to find that next level.
Cheese has the challenge. Everyone needs to get back for Foot. First Killer found the space.
Thief. I'm not a thief. I'm simply using it to player discretion. Yeah, that's what I say.
On both sides, but obviously only one team really had the makings of it there.
I guess that was just the demo aura from LJ and Kofer, both landing demos. A brief 3v1 against Shopify Rebellion in an open net. You wonder if that's going to result in a goal. Well, I think that answers the question.
Foot were able to tie things up late in the last game as well. Haven't really seen as many of the mistakes either positionally or even the mistouches that you had in that first game or even in game number 2. So while it's been a little cleaner, still having that issue, James, of sustained pressure, finding ways to get through Rebellion. You do it here, looking for the bump on LJ. That's a good start. Sosa gets around First
27K is
Killer.
awesome shit, bro.
Has to be ready for that shot. How is nobody following that up? It was right between. Oh, put in the net, but what a save from Frosty.
Frosty keeps hopes alive. Time ticking away. That was a crazy shot. Even better save. Sosa trying to boom it downfield, but it's right to LJ. Foot cannot afford to give up another goal.
No one's up. You just knew. First Killer's up. Nobody's there to challenge. You're flat-footed.
It's not looking good for
First
them.
Killer. Now he just crushes your head right here. Beautiful shot.
Too fast. First Killer, first to the ball, and he's killing it this game. 2 goals now, separating Shopify Rebellion from Foot Esports. And like I said before, Jorby, this game has felt, this match has felt very controlled, very routine for Shopify Rebellion.
Pass connects. Foot in desperation mode right now. If they can't pull it out here, Space Station go to Boston and they stay home. Frosty tries again. Pass, but it's just too wide out. Sosa, nothing he could do afterwards. Immediately challenged in Rebellion. Continue to make life difficult. Cheese trying to get around it. And he gets demoed.
Oh my goodness.
Just getting stomped left and right. This is
Look at this.
down.
LJ gets the demo, ignores the ball, then Kofer goes for the bump on Sosa. First Killer has a clean path to net. Easy goal for Shopify Rebellion. And this, honestly, Jorby, this looks like the Rocket League equivalent of beating somebody up and taking their lunch buddy.
And you are not getting restitution. Here is Kofer downfield. Excellent job from Rebellion, who are in contention for the #1 seed in North America, to head to Boston and making a good statement at the start of their run here in Championship Sunday. Does really feel like it is going to be between Rebellion, Redacted, and NRG for that #1 spot. Can't necessarily count out Space Station, although they have to work a little bit harder and need a little bit of help, as LJ will send this one up. I think Rebellion really needed a win like this. They came in confident, and they really never let go of that at all. Excellent series from them overall, as First Killer almost puts another one in, and Rebellion put the foot down on this match.
In more ways than one, Jorvi, this was a really remarkable performance. And, you know, you have to hold up now that this goal has gone in 7 seconds left. I have seen it happen before, 2 goals within 7 seconds, but it's going to take some miracles off kickoff. And it is a good or a decent kickoff here for a strat. We'll see what it does. Big kickoff, okay. Predicted by Kofer.
Yeah, that one was going to be pretty difficult. Because here, it's going to be Rebellion almost putting it in. There you go. Foot eliminated from the Boston Major. Space Station qualifying before they play a single game on Championship Sunday.
And there you have it, the 4 teams from North America that are going to Boston. Lots of questions getting answered now, but I think one more important question left is who is going to be that #1 seed in North America? Will it be Shopify Rebellion, who looked unstoppable in this series? They looked like they were a different caliber, Jorby.
Absolutely. Foot, try as they may, a split that had them just on the outside, fighting for contention. Their road ends here. But the road continues for the 4 qualified teams in North America headed to Boston, now fighting for seeding. So stay around. We'll be right back.
Backing up a bit here. Okay, Luann? Is there a Luann in the house?
Remember, you don't work here. Young homeowners love to get involved with everything.
Luann going once.
Progressive can't protect you becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Sorry.
Luann!
T-Bates here, and today I have a special unboxing from Blacklight. It's gonna be something you've never seen before. ASMR. Let's get into it. Oh my gosh! Sorry. Oh my gosh. It's cool. These are the instructions. It's a piece of art. Smooth as silk. And now for the finishing touches. The Athena Pro Blacklight ROCS. Available for pre-order right now.
There's nothing like landing one of the hottest tables around at 10,000 Resi restaurants and getting up to $400 back annually. There's nothing like platinum.
Arabs is streaming, and I still smell unstoppable. Level 1 laundry for 24-hour non-stop freshness.
Are you as serious about game being dip as I am? Does your perfect dip slip and
Oh, no.
slide all the way to your boy's house? Now you might be asking, how on earth do you get this heavenly dip from your kitchen to your friend's couch? That's right, Nissan Dip Seat, a car seat for snacks. Wait, what? Is this real?
It's not yet real. The Nissan Dip Seat is the only prototype for safe transportation of dips and snacks. It's a metaphor for how the Nissan Rogue is thoughtfully designed to transport your precious cargo securely and safely, so you can't get confused.
Fudge. But you know what you can do? Enter to win a Nissan Rogue.
Help fuel your day with 30 grams of protein per serving or more. Grab and go with Tyson chicken cups, found in the freezer aisle. This 15-piece stainless steel knife block set, containing an assortment of different knives and scissors, this block has all the cutting essentials for everyday cooking.
I'm all about staying one step ahead. And I wondered a future that could keep up. Where I can discover what I'm good at. Then become great at it. Be counted on when it matters. And have lots of opportunities to live a life that fits me. Here, I'm quickly making an impact. And I'm just getting started.
How about a little friendly support? How about now? Okay, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Oh shit. Space Chasing Gaming versus NRG. I'm sorry.
Believe it or not, it was our first sweep of the bracket. Did their best effort against Shopify Rebellion, trying to get their way to Boston, but ultimately running into one of the top squads in the region, maybe one of the top squads in the world. 4 up, 4 down, not even a close series. 9 goals to 5 on this one, and Shopify Rebellion
What?
in the top 4. I'm joined by First Killer. Congratulations, sir, on the victory. Do you feel like you learned anything about sports or about your own team in that matchup?
That we're very good when we play our game. Yeah, that's what I learned.
You are very, very good. It was a short series there. It kind of breezed past you. You guys made a quick work of it. You're now through the top 4. You have the one team that has not had to worry at all about Boston this weekend. Everyone else has been thinking about, do we make it in? Do we not? You guys came in already qualified. Does that change the way you approach this tournament at all?
Not really. I think in every single tournament, we always just come in like we want to win. Qualifying for Boston obviously is the main goal, but we just want to win these tournaments and just improve so that at the major we can play really well.
Well, you are playing very well today. Congratulations on taking down Foot as easily as you did. Redacted is next for you here in the semifinals. You guys do hold the head-to-head against Redacted, but last time you guys played, Redacted got the better of you. Are you looking forward to the rematch?
Yeah, they look really good.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see you guys out there. I'm not going to take any more of your time. Good luck in the semifinals. Hopefully, we'll see you in the grands.
Appreciate it, Wave.
All right, that is First Killer here through Shopify Rebellion as they have made their way to the top 4. And we have our top 4 teams going to Boston. Conveniently, they are also our top 4 teams in North American Open number 3. Redacted, Shopify Rebellion, Space Station Gaming, and NRG will be the 4 teams representing NA in Boston here.
It's funny how you can come into the weekend with so many things undecided, but the way it pans out is exactly the way everyone thought it was going to. It's funny. Well, at least, you know, I can predict that.
Oh, that was your top 4?
It was.
Did we do? We did. You were on the pre-show yesterday when we did top 4. Yeah.
Yes, I was. This was my top 4.
Yeah, that's right. I don't even remember what I said there. My original top 4 coming into the weekend was
Viking.
NRG, Shopify, Redacted, and Dignitas. But
which, I mean, Dignitas looked good, and maybe I think really that was where things could have got very interesting had NRG been taken down by Dignitas. But when push comes to shove, it seems like things, you know, they revert to what you're used to. It's all reliable. In this series, it was all reliable. Shopify Rebellion. I'm telling you, that series was about as routine as First Killer's interview right there. He was just like, yep, this is what I do. This is what I say. This is how I play. We score. We win. Boom. All right. See you in the grand finals. That is how it felt.
yeah, it was. I mean, Jorby, in a tournament where there's been a lot of close matches, a lot of champions field. For this one to be the first sweep. It almost felt like, okay, not everything is as crazy as it needs to be. We knew Shopify was better than Foot, and they proved on the field. Okay, good. It was almost a relief.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of set the tone for the major after, like, not only did it solidify all 4 of the spots, but I think it really sets the tone for North America headed to Boston to play against the rest of the field. And you know that Europe, with how Europe have looked, I mean, they look great over there. That is an absolute star-studded roster list over there in Europe, and obviously Mina and Sam are right behind them there, and who knows, Powell could do something crazy. But like, this is the best that North America have gone top to bottom for the major.
I think that, like, you know, it feels great. Honestly, it feels good to be a North American fan right now. We have been treated to some incredible new players that make you feel hopeful about the future of North America, but also excited about the present. We're sending 4 incredibly competitive teams over to the Boston Major, where Space Station has already taken down Vitality. Redacted has already taken down Ninjas in Pajamas. You've got 4 teams from NA that are true contenders to win the whole thing, and I think that is an amazing thing to see as a fan of NA.
But on the flip side, all the teams coming from North America are clearly the 4 best teams, where I feel like in Copenhagen there was a little bit of like, oh, we didn't send our best, especially notably absent was NRG. And I feel like maybe there was a chance Europe was sleeping on North America there. I don't think they're going to be sleeping on them in Boston, so it's going to be an uphill battle for the NA representatives as they are continuing on that battle here regionally. We'll see if they can get it done in the semifinals. Which 2 teams are going to get to play for the title of North American Open 3 champion? And the bigger thing, too, as well, Jorby, for all these teams, the possibility of being the number 1 seed still alive here, and there's a lot to play for.
That's the coolest part to me. Usually we kind of have that locked up, or we're only talking about a battle between 2 teams. Instead, it's all 4, and Space Station could really throw a wrench through it. I mean, Rebellion obviously have the best chance coming in as the number 1 seed, but hey, you beat NRG here, and like, the rest could just fall your way, and you could end up hopping Rebellion at the end of the day for that number 1 seed. And I think Space Station, there's a lot to like about this team, especially with how NRG have looked lately. They've been imperfect, they've been making mistakes, they've been vulnerable, and I think SSG are just as good as a Dignitas or a Redacted in being able to exploit that.
I mean, James, we've been talking about the mortality of NRG all weekend. That's been on display as they've gone to Champions Field over and over again. Sad, you said they just make it Champions Field because they like looking up at their own names on the roster. I gotta say,
great answer.
As much as he's joking there, it's gotta be a little bit of an ego buff every time you go to Champions Field to go, wait, my name's on this map and your name's not, right? It's gotta help.
It does feel like it's a home field advantage for sure. I will say that is a pretty big flex. But at the same time, though, just looking at the reality of the situation, didn't really see NRG go to Champions Field once last event in Open 2. They were absolutely unstoppable, and I have no idea what is that X-Spear? I think that's a X-Spear blanket. I'm gonna try to unsee that. But but Space Station Gaming, I thought has also kind of let off the gas a little bit. I think they started out the season really strong. but they've slowly, I think, started to come back down to earth a little bit. This would be a really big result, and I think this is a result that they can definitely get. I think Space Station, very capable team. I think a better team than Dignitas, and we saw what happened with NRG versus Dignitas. NRG, they could make a statement here. I think I would never count NRG out winning the whole thing ever. I think, you know, this team has shown us when the going gets tough, they get going, and they prove it over and over again. And I think qualifying for Boston the way that they did was a big point. So, you know, we'll see though. Can they be that top dog? You talked about not sending the best to Copenhagen Wave. Everyone expected NRG to be there. I think a lot of people are wondering, will NRG be able to bring those same heights to the international competition?
Well, chat, let us know if you think NRG's got it right now on the day. Hashtag NRG for the World Champs. Hashtag SSG for Space Station Gaming. A team that is definitely, we were using the words earlier of, like, you know, the one-word team names. Space Station, they hadn't qualified at the time, so we didn't even get to talk about them, but you used the word reloaded for Carmine Corps. Stacks did, and I feel like that's a great way to describe this SSG roster. They were strong last year, didn't quite get them firing down range the way they wanted to. They went back, brought in a brand new roster, and they have looked stronger than ever here, Jorby. And this would be their biggest win as a roster, the same way Redacted got their win over NRG yesterday. Were they be able to get this win right now?
Yes, and you know, SSG also are carrying some of that new generation, that new guard we keep talking about this weekend with Reveal, who continues to, I think, be under the radar when we're talking about these players. He is an excellent facilitator, and I love seeing Chronic be unlocked on this team. So I'm very excited to see how Space Station do for the rest of this tournament and headed into Boston.
James, you want to do the honors?
Yes, yes. You know, I will say I'm a little worried about Diaz. Diaz, you know, he has been pretty darn good. But pending a Diaz incredible pop-off, I have to go with NRG, defending world champions. They dominated Open 2, they won it. I think they are going to get this win of this regional, but it's going to be a little scrappier, so expect it to go the distance.
I think James is exposing himself because he clearly didn't watch Diaz yesterday. I didn't see any problems with Diaz. Put Space Station on the board for me. They're gonna take down NRG. They're wounded, James, and they're still healing and licking their wounds, okay? I don't care.
I didn't say Diaz was bad. I was saying he worries me. He could be a problem for NRG.
What are you worried about?
I'm worried about Diaz popping off again. That is what I'm worried about.
Jorby, what's today?
Sunday.
What type of Sunday?
It's a championship Sunday.
Championship Sunday. Give me the world champs, NRG. This is their day. They do not lose here, no matter how bad they've looked at a tournament. They've looked this bad before. They've looked worse than this before, and still come out victors on championship field on championship Sunday. NRG gonna be, man, chat, we are just in sync right now. They are 2/3 favorite on the desk, 2/3 favorite in chat. Everybody on the same page. Will they be 100% favorites, though, on the field once it's time to get into the game? Let's play it. For the chance to play for the title of North American Regional Champ, it is the defending North American Regional Champs NRG taking on Space Station Gaming. Lots of stuff hanging in the balance here for Boston. Let's get into it.
Two organizations who have had a long-standing rivalry, especially through the entirety of the Open era here in North America. Space Station Gaming and NRG. Game 1 brought to you by Progressive as we kick it off on Manfield night. And Herc, the relief, I'm sure, is going to be ever present for both of these squads. They had a lot to play for coming into today. They will both be at the Boston Major. All of that has been sorted, but still, especially for NRG, seeding to play for, including that coveted #1 spot in the land, if NRG could win this whole thing.
Oh yeah. I truly believe this is going to be some very intense Rocket League, specifically because, like you said, right, both of these teams just secured Boston. Now that pressure is off and they're just here to perform. And honestly, in the head-to-head, they are here to really, you know, put their foot down and say, hey, this is what you can expect to see in about 2 weeks from either end. And there's only one way to show it, and it's out here on the field in this game 1. Majority of the pressure has been from NRG here, and it's going to continue on as Beastbo takes another shot. Atomic from the corner. From the ceiling down, is going to try and make a center. It takes 2 players from Space Station, and that double commit will give Beast Mode that NRG lead.
At his 18th teammate Daniel has just one more now. Daniel, the helper, on the opening goal for NRG as they just keep the pressure on in the entirety of the first minute on Space Station Gaming. SSG, I think, kind of an enigma here in this opening split as Daniel ranges back and just barely makes the save to prevent a quick equalizer. That's still available in front, but well cleared out to the corner. Daniel in the way, and Atomic will finish off the clearance. Space Station will have to regroup. I feel like if you ask the players, they'd probably be a little disappointed in how they performed. They've probably lost some series that, you know, they kind of look back on and go, you know, we really shouldn't have dropped this. We didn't play up to our full potential. This is a team that probably, by all accounts, should have secured their spot in Boston before today. They're forced to play a lot of defense here. There is a lot to be said for peaking at just the right moment, though, and if they can turn this game around and perhaps this series, there's a lot to look forward to. But right now, all they're looking forward to is beast mode, putting more and more pressure on them, and 2 goals early on here in the first couple minutes.
This is exactly what I thought was going to happen too, right? You finally, you qualify, that pressure just kind of lifts a little bit, like you said, because they were expected to have made it in already at this point. And on top of it, they just, in they being NRG, came off of this Game 7 intense match against Dignitas. So they were going a lot closer and more stressed out than they would have hoped for. So here you can just almost see it, especially in the likes of Beast Mode with the 2 goals on his back so far. They are here to just play their regular game, no questions asked. And now SSG finally have their turn. It is going to be a small one at best, although Reveal is going to try and send them back into the orange. Beast Mode already up. It has put a wrench in everything. Space Station has attempted to throw over that mid-line. This is one of the better ones. Diaz tries to go for the bump, and for some reason, the second touch actually doesn't allow it to float in, and their opportunity gets away from them.
Dare I say, this early in the game, ball game, like to have that opportunity on the other side go catastrophically sideways, and then to get scored on immediately after. Just what in the world is happening here in game 1?
This is NRG with no pressure. This is NRG going, we got our Boston spot. We're all good now.
I guess.
You could even see the difference in Sathu's interview from yesterday to today, right? Today, it's all smiles. It was, oh, we were happy to see our banner up on the wall. We hope you show it to us more. Like, you could just feel the aura difference between yesterday and up to even right now. The way they are on the field against a team like SSG in particular, they don't look as questioning as they did in their series against Dignitas. It's a hat trick for Beast Mode. It's pure confidence against the board, and it's 4-0 up in front of their eyes.
I don't know what that was in the corner out of SSG. They just 2/3 dive forward into the same corner, and Beast Mode's got a 1v1 with Reveal. And all due respect, I'll back Beast Mode 10 times out of 10 in that spot. 4-0, the advantage, as you mentioned, her hat trick for Beast Mode, and tried to get a piece of that one as well. He did, actually, as Diaz credited with the save. Everything coming up for NRG. You know, you go back to a couple weeks ago, they were not pushed to match point at all in their entire tournament run as they returned to form and saved that one off the goal line here. This weekend, they've played 8 games with their opponent on match point, going back to Friday. Twice pushed to Champions Field, twice pushed to Champions Field here in the playoffs. Everything going swimmingly for them now, though. A dominant game 1 where they've allowed so few opportunities. Chronic will get one here with 50 seconds left. Up very early from this for Diaz, but just seems too little too late, especially with the opportunity that went by the wayside, the 2-goal swing earlier.
Agreed. It definitely, it feels like they're getting into this one a little late, but better to show up than never be there at all. 1 on the board, 48 seconds on the clock. We're going to see if they can get back into it. And Diaz, it was a very powerful pop over 1, but Beast Mode is one, if not the one, to try and slow down in this series, let alone this game. Demo to try and send NRG back home and just kind of stop the bleeding as they might be entering game number 2 in about 30 seconds here. Reveal's going to try and float it in. And another save out for Beast Mode.
The only drama left here in game 1, the final score, the final margin of victory for NRG. That goes out of the corner as the final countdown will begin here at Manfield. Atomic looking for one more for the road. Flip reset off the crossbar to Daniel. Tried to leave it in front for Beast Mode. Everybody running forward now. My turn offense to close it out, but it will be NRG holding on for a 4-1 victory.
They look incredible. This was, quite frankly, the NRG I was expecting to see in the last series, right? The very intense Beast Mode just being backed up by a very clinical Atomic and a solid Daniel. 7 shots alone to Beast Mode, including the hat trick that belonged to him. He's just all over one, and like I said, a lot of this is due in fact to securing Boston, having that pressure lifted off their shoulders. Now it is the race for seeding.
Wonderful to see the near miss opportunity on the other side for Space Station, where they it looked like they were trying to clear the last defender out of the net, and then it was right before this as Daniel went the other way and scored, by his standards, a freebie. So NRG, they get the benefit of that one play and then go out to a 4-0 lead. They do concede one, so there'll be no shutout here in game 1, and I'm sure that will just infuriate and anger them even more, and may God be with Space Station Gaming here going into game 2 for having dared to score a goal.
For real, I feel like if anything, you just absolutely annoyed NRG for wasting a few more seconds of their time after that. It was a pretty decent shot, I will say. I did like the timing of that pass and play from that one goal from Space Station. I anticipate we're going to get a little bit more of that because that really, quite frankly, tends to be one of the very few ways you can get around that NRG defense when they are back on that end. But for now, it seems to be very reminiscent of that game 1 with NRG coming out hot back off the kickoff.
Without the data to back this up, and I don't even know how you would get that kind of data. That's off the post, then off the other post as well. NRG had the play running forward, the demo in the net, nobody there, but the shot just a little bit wayward, as was the follow-up. But I wonder if there is a team that pre-jumps more than NRG. I can't imagine that there is, especially with the chemistry, of course, one of the longest-standing rosters in the world at this point. As that's going to go right out to Beast Mode, and he could stay with this, which is just insane. Atomic now trying to keep Reveal from having a good read on this, but his second touch gets almost around Beast Mode. They just seem like they move so quickly. They have such a deep understanding of what their teammates are doing, and yes, a little bit of physical play can disrupt that, as Reveal has tried with Beast Mode. But here's Atomic now, looking for the double, left it for Beast Mode, and NRG's on top again.
Oh my goodness, I mean, just look at them. Like you said, there's just a level of trust that they've got that most other teams don't. I also just love how tight he played that down to the ground, as close to the goal line as possible, so it was going in no matter what, who was going to be touching it next. That 1-goal lead over to NRG. We're going to see if they can recreate some magic here off the ceiling. Great timing for Beast Mode to get past one, although a rare opportunity for Space Station. See what they can do to work with this ball. They haven't had possession for quite some time and immediately lose it again. It's a shot from Daniel, but Diaz does race back in time.
Daniel left that midfield boost for Atomic, and he just used almost all of it to get a touch on that. He's got a boost out of the corner as well, and that careens off to the opposite corner. Now Diaz will attempt again, and Atomic right down to Beast Mode. Daniel is not in the vicinity just yet. Beast Mode had to play it to space. Daniel, double tap. Oh, it's saved away by Reveal.
Atomic even turns on it too. I think he also thought maybe that one should have gone in, calls himself off. And they're not too stressed. It's just a funny moment between the two, and Reveal and Diaz. Opportunity completely stolen as this pops up to the air. Atomic has his flip, takes it down. Reveal reads it very cleanly. So tries to transition this SSG roster out of their half. They have been playing for a little bit more of a spaced out game so so far, which I feel like against NRG, you want to keep this ball a little closer and have your second man a little more shadowed behind than normal, just because NRG does play such a quick follow-up game. So right now, Space Station haven't been given anything to work with quite yet.
Back and forth they go. Daniel was still way downfield for that ball. That's an awkward play, and Chronic will clean it up on the doorstep. A very, very rare defensive miscue out of NRG.
The craziest curse I could have given them too, right? I'm like, you got to play it close. You got to keep it quick. And what do? They play it close, play it quick. They're all in, and a tied game as SSG are in this one now. Welcome to game 2. Let's see how long this one lasts. A demo and a flick from Daniel up to the backboard, and I like this read from Diaz. Over to reveal, we're gonna carry it down. No boost from the last 2 of NRG though.
An opportunity now for Space Station. They got NRG scrambling, and Daniel just in the way to clear that out. Atomic will turn on this, but Diaz will have the pop towards the center, so Beast Mode has to jump in. Atomic already up, flip reset, trying to drop it down to Daniel, and Diaz will crisscross in front to sweep this ball out. Try to create on his own. Daniel in the way. What can Chronic do from the side? He's waiting and waiting, and then he finally gets cleared out himself. Daniel was waiting for that midfield boost. He helps to reverse for it. Atomic now for Beast Mode. Daniel waiting to use that boost. Here he goes now, high off the backboard, and Diaz is all over it.
I like how NRG is also just allowing SSG to play their game. They're just kind of letting them tire themselves out, whether, you know, obviously not on purpose. SSG does not want to be in their own end, but they are relentless right now. 2 touches around from NRG. SSG have tried so desperately to get this ball cleared, but that midline has been covered on both ends. A double, a tight one. No follow-up in sight, just a little slow from Atomic on this second attempt. So desperately to get this ball cleared, but that midline has been covered on both ends. A double, a tight one. No follow-up in sight, just a little slow from Atomic on this second attempt. So they continue to stay on that even playing ground. Big flick over from Diaz as SSG gets a little bit closer to that net.
NRG using physical play at the back to try and open up that opportunity, and still just barely cleared off the goal line, and now they have to play some defense of their own. But for how long? Chronic around the board. Easily rejected by Beast Mode. Atomic rushing forward, does not jump for that. I think everybody from SSG expected he would. Now Daniel just throw it up to the backboard and hope something good happens. Doesn't on this occasion. Atomic to the ceiling, and kind of an awkward landing on the ceiling. Down to 5 seconds now. Loose ball out in front. Daniel's going to have that one with a high bounce out of the corner, and Chronic will clear it away. Last opportunity of regulation belongs to Space Station Gaming, and it ties with a whimper, so we go to OT.
Off the kickoff there, a little awkward from Atomic, but still bounces in their favor. It's a shot on target. And SSG has to thank Reveal for keeping them in that one there. The slow roller out into the NRG half is not gonna, you know, defer Space Station from trying to keep the pressure on. You can see everybody just trying to lurk and anticipate where this next clear is gonna come from. And it's coming from the backboard down. It's almost a dunk in, but Diaz again with the bailout.
Chronic needed a powerful clear, and he got it. But the follow-up from Reveal just a little too late. Beast Mode. That is flipped from the ceiling. Atomic set it up for Daniel on a tee, and Reveal will sweep it to the corner again. NRG have had their opportunities very early on here, and even late in regulation. Daniel again on target, denied by Chronic, and he'll send it right down Main Street. So Atomic will have to address that out to the corner.
SSG, they've been getting a little bit closer and closer, but so is NRG. Defensively, though, SSG do have the upper hand right now. It's starting to frustrate NRG, and adding demos into the mix isn't going to make it any easier for them. Chronic over 1, but no boost in the tank. He's got to hope that follow-up comes soon, and not. Possession does continue to stay with NRG, and it does.
Diaz just a little too strong for Reveal, who did well to try and stay with the play. But it's advantage NRG, and this could be lethal. Chronic with the clear. And again, just ahead of Reveal was Daniel. So SSG will have to reset. They have to do so without Chronic. Diaz got to be real careful clearing this away. He'll keep it close enough to follow up. Got a piece of Beast Mode as well. And Space Station, against the odds, at least keeping the attack alive, but only for so long. That's a great challenge by Reveal. Excellent read. Diaz there to meet Atomic, but it does fall to Daniel and Chronic out there to cut off the angle. Into the third minute now of overtime. Look out there, here comes Atomic. Right at him, and Chronic there for the save.
You look at the timing of SSG on so many of these shots that NRG have whipped, and look at it now. Chronic does it back on the front end too. It started with Chronic. He had nothing in the tank. Finds some boost and free jumps to make the double in OT. I was gonna keep my mouth shut, but I was just so in shock at how patient he was on their back end there, because I mean, most people would start to waver a little bit when you got that little to your name, but no, SSG managed to hold their own here and take a game in the series.
Well, Chronic, I think as soon as he saw Beast Mode fall off the post just a little bit, realized he could go backside, and he does. Excellent execution for Chronic, who has all 3 goals for SSG in this series. We look back at the highlights for Game 2, and it was a highlight reel for both these squads. Beast Mode adding to his impressive tally. He's got 4 goals in the series, but it's still only 1-1 between SSG and NRG, because Chronic's on the other side of that outlet from Reveal. And you can see Beast Mode just couldn't get back in time. So now he and his squad will have to reset after they dominated Space Station in Game 1, outshot them 12-6, even in the second game here with the extra few minutes, outshoot them 13-6. Difference being, of course, that Chronic took advantage of his opportunities. A lot more efficient was SSG as they get back level with NRG.
Now we're gonna head into this third one to see who really and truly can grab a hold of the momentum in this series. Felt like game number 1 was all NRG, and Space Station at the end there in that OT really made him stress out just for a moment. Couple shots here, everybody from NRG trying to spot each other, but all hands raised from Space Station.
Space Station Gaming, if they can win this whole event, could get as high as number 2 in the North American standings. Oddly enough, the fact that they clinched, that's all well and good, but they can no longer get the number 1 seed. So you take the trade-off as that beat the defense, but it was just a little bit too wide. Reveal had it all sized up. Atomic just trying to play keep away with Beast Mode running forward into the net. Daniel taking Chronic out of the play. And Beast Mode's going to run out of gas, but that last touch made it a little awkward for Diaz. Chance out for NRG. Atomic looking at the crossbar, and Chronic right there to make sure he couldn't get to it cleanly. And Beast Mode's left all alone in defense, no problem.
Right now, SSG, they've been playing kind of like this lurk approach to NRG, just trying to anticipate when the big clear and the transition out comes through. Their timing has been nothing less of impeccable right now.